I would like to deconstruct a narcissistic individual's false persona. A super empath is someone who has put in a lot of time and effort to develop their inner selves, learning to value themselves, establishing appropriate boundaries, and learning to accept the shadow sides of human nature. Reason enough to call them kryptonite to narcissists. What is it about super empaths that allow them to see right through a narcissist's facade? Super empaths often possess a highly developed intuition, which allows them to sense when something is not quite right about a person's behavior or motivations. This can help them to identify a narcissist's attempts to control or manipulate others, as well as their tendency to lie or deceive those around them. In addition, super empaths have established strong and healthy boundaries, allowing them to resist the intrusions of a narcissistic individual into their personal lives and emotions. They know their own worth and will not allow themselves to be drawn into the drama and chaos that often surrounds a narcissistic individual. If you're interested in joining the channel and getting updates regarding this subject, you might want to click the subscribe and bell buttons now. This allows you to follow the most recent upload on this channel. Let's get started. Here's what super empaths will do to take down narcissists. First, a super empath may question the narcissist's honesty. A person with a super empath can feel the emptiness of a narcissist's personality through casual conversation. Everyone will be put on display, not just the ones who appear weak. Narcissist creates a false identity in order to protect themselves from criticism. They will immediately see that the narcissist has an inaccurate view of himself, others, and the world. Those with super empathy can see right through arrogance, superiority complexes, and a sense of entitlement. They can read the narcissist's thoughts and feelings like a book. They are now completely immune to the narcissist's attempts to manipulate them. The super empath can immediately recognize when a narcissist is trying to get under their skin and take appropriate action. They are able to see right through the narcissist's pretenses of charisma, mirroring, and precognition. In fact, to a really sensitive person, it would be repulsive and terrible. Second, a super ability empaths to recognize a narcissist is one of their strengths. Narcissists may lie about anything, but those with super empathy will always see through their deceit. Some people have acute perceptions that enable them to pick up on lies, half-truths, and insincerity from afar. Super empaths' elevated levels of both self and world awareness serve as valuable resources when it comes to decision-making. They aren't naive enough to believe the narcissist's rosy version of events, but instead act realistically and truthfully. The super empath will be disgusted by the narcissist's callous and predatory attitude, even if the narcissist successfully makes them feel the same way. The narcissist's version of empathy is cold, situational, selective, and skewed, but someone with excellent empathy realizes this isn't the case. Conversely, genuine empathy is soothing and calming. Super empaths may intuitively understand others' motivations and see past a variety of masks. They are capable of seeing through the narcissist's pretenses to their genuine nature. Third, the rules they set up are clear and without loopholes. A true super empath will never lie to their loved ones about what they can and cannot stand. They are at peace with themselves and enjoy quiet. They don't need the approval of others to feel like they're valuable. They've developed an internalized sense of value. If they are being coerced into doing something they don't want to, they will know it. There will be no wiggle room. The rules will be etched in stone without further delay. They are able to boldly say no, which will be unacceptable to the narcissist. It's crucial for a narcissist that everything runs well and exactly as planned. On the other hand, a hyper-empathetic individual would be unable to move past these experiences. the super empath will intervene if the narcissist persists after being called out. Before we get to point 4, I'd like to know if you've ever interacted with a narcissist, and if so, whether or not they've ever injured you. Do you have any experience with empathic healing? If so, please share your story, and if not, please share what you're doing to heal as an empath. Fourth, narcissists' self-esteem can be effectively crushed by super empaths. They see through the narcissist's pretense of grandeur to their true vulnerabilities. These people have a firm grasp of the narcissist's biggest pet peeves. As a result of their justified anger, unyielding fortitude, and uncompromising honesty, they are able to efficiently and bluntly call the narcissist out on their lies if necessary. Breaking a narcissist's facade might have long-lasting effects. An angry and self-aware empath, in contrast to narcissists, will not resort to abusive behavior. They know exactly what they want and how to get it. When they don't need something from the narcissist, they won't try to take it from them by force. They fight the narcissist like a warrior of light, following their own internal moral compass and the principles the universe has taught them. They are like kryptonite to a narcissist who has no chance against their honesty. Fifth, they shield the narcissist from taking out their issues on the victim. Narcissists are insecure people who thrive on exploiting the insecurity of others. They are too preoccupied to give any thought to how they actually feel. On the other hand, a super empath will be able to assess the issue quickly since they are secure in their own identity and convictions. That's why projection techniques can't fool them. They turn away from it in disinterest. They are fully aware that these presumptions are false. They have the ability to see through the narcissist's projections, much like someone gazing through a window that the narcissist is trying to convert into a mirror of themselves. They are aware of the fact that a narcissist has no solid foundation on which to base an evaluation of their lives. On the contrary, narcissists have a strong attachment to their own self-constructed world. As a result, they don't know who they are. So, how exactly do they characterize anyone else? And how can they form such an accurate impression of an unknown individual? The narcissist's charges are funny to the super empath, since they realize the narcissist is merely admitting their actual character. This concludes our discussion for the day. If you appreciate it, please leave your opinions in the section provided below. If you are interested in learning more about the issue of narcissism, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the following video. Take care until then, and farewell. Hello, and thanks for watching another video. Narcissists are the very definition of a parasite. The more you react badly to them, the more they feed off your negativity, in the form of resources like money, vitality, and attention. To win, you must keep them entertained. If you stop replying to them, they will become bored and find someone else to harass. But they will try to trigger you with frequent insults, ugly sarcastic comments, spending all your money, embarrassing, ghosting, or ignoring you, and low-level aggression like slapping, squeezing, pulling your hair, or anything else they know would hurt you. Watch this video as I break down why a narcissist would like you would seek to mimic your actions. In my opinion, there are 3 main reasons why narcissists act the way they do. Narcissists, despite their natural vulnerability, are well known to be skilled actors. Despite their outward assurance and friendliness, they are actually quite unfriendly. They are acting, of course. Furthermore, they keep on going as if nothing is wrong. That's why they start feeling awkward whenever they're in the company of actual people. Therefore, narcissists are jealous of our independence and individuality. When we are happy and confident in who we are, that is when they detest us the most. Even though they have negative assumptions about us, they depend on us. They look up to us and hope they can be just like us. Narcissists find you so admirable because you are wreaking chaos in their life. For them, if they could switch places with you at this very moment, it would be the ultimate fulfillment of a lifelong goal. They covet your privileged position and long for it desperately. Given that they are powerless actually to join us, they can only hope to succeed by emulating our every move. Narcissists gain insight into who they are by mimicking the actions of those who inspire them. Narcissists seek the approval of others to balance out their insecurities. Narcissists often try to boost their self-esteem by pretending to be someone else. Narcissists are unable to maintain healthy self-esteem without constant affirmation. Narcissists can't feel good about themselves unless they are continuously the objects of others' awe, respect, and trust. They take tremendous pains to polish their public persona, or at least give the impression that they do. An individual's character can be molded by both the media and their immediate environment. They cherry-pick qualities that give an impression of sympathy and likability. The narcissist delights in being the spotlight's focal point. As for the second, narcissists would secretly envy your virtues and try to emulate your behavior. Narcissists are always looking for more attention and praise for themselves. Therefore, if they believe you have many fans and followers, they will try to steal them from you. They will, therefore, closely observe the model they are attempting to copy. One's unique qualities may lie in superficial aspects, such as appearance, or in more complex areas, such as vocabulary or passions. If a narcissist gets a favorable impression of you, they will try to mimic your behavior. This may not seem like much at first, but if they set their sights on getting it, they might become a serious threat if they succeed. Narcissists attempt to control you in another way by convincing you they are just like you. Dealing with a narcissist can be risky because of how easily they can manipulate you. That's why it makes perfect sense when they act like us. They will try to convince you that you are just like them in many ways. When you share many of a narcissist's beliefs, behaviors, and passions, you are more likely to trust that person. Predators, such as narcissists, will often claim to match their victims' hobbies and values to gain their trust and manipulate them. When you and another person have a lot in common, it's much simpler to become close friends. A narcissist will study you and mimic your behavior to gain your trust and eventually your heart and life. When dealing with a narcissist, it is crucial that you feel protected and connected to them. By doing so, a phony sensation of belonging is created. To put it frankly, narcissists are expert manipulators and con artists. They have zero morals and are among the most dishonest people you'll ever meet. As a result, they cannot offer true intimacy to their partners. I go over the pluses and minuses of romantic relationships in this video. Narcissists have difficulty developing deep connections with others. This may cause strain in their most intimate relationships. Why? This is because it is immediately apparent that they are not being genuine when they try to act like us. An imaginary friend's sense of self can develop in this way. Everything nice they say or do is just an act. Underneath that welcoming exterior lies a frightening instability. My best guess is that they mimic others so they can hide their true nature of wickedness and ugliness from the world. These people are manipulative, empty vessels that have pleasure in seeing others suffer. Aside from the risk of losing everything you own, they'll provide you with abuse and manipulation for their benefit. Any potential romantic partner who seems to be following your every move should be avoided. It is when one suspects that something or someone is not what it seems to be. That's it for today's video. If this video were helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd let me know by giving it a thumbs up and leaving a comment. We sincerely thank you for your patience. Thanks. The road to recovery from narcissistic abuse can be long and arduous, but it is well worth the effort. Experiencing narcissistic abuse is traumatic and can cause a wide range of feelings, and it takes time to heal from this experience. However, progress and healing are impossible without first confronting and overcoming the fundamental difficulties. An integral part of this procedure is forgiving those involved. It's essential for recovery to forgive both the narcissist for the harm they have done and oneself for any inadequacies or errors. While this doesn't mean you have to excuse the narcissist's actions or pretend they never happened, it does mean you can move past the painful feelings that have been holding you back. It's equally important to work toward eliminating the possibility of a repeat of the difficulties you faced. Separating yourself from the narcissist, establishing healthy boundaries with others, and surrounding yourself with positive influences are all steps in this direction. Additionally, it is recommended to seek treatment or counseling to help you process your experiences and move ahead while simultaneously working on enhancing your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Understanding that healing is not a discrete occurrence, but rather an ongoing process is crucial. Healing and moving on could be a long, drawn-out process. Finding happiness and contentment again is attainable with time, patience, and the correct support. Keep in mind that everyone heals at their own pace. Yours may be much faster or slower than average. It's crucial to tune in to one's inner voice and proceed at one's own pace. It's not healthy to look at how quickly others recover and pressure yourself to do the same. Keep in mind that recovery is a process that can be accomplished with time and perseverance. So, why wouldn't those who have overcome narcissistic abuse discuss how it altered their lives? Because of how devastating it is to suffer narcissistic abuse. There is, however, a bright side to this narrative that is rarely brought up in conversation. Our topic of conversation is what you are going to hear. We'll go over some of the ways a narcissist's abuse might change you for the worse. If you want to be sure to view all of the newest videos I publish, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Ok, let's get started. The first positive effect of narcissistic abuse is that it encourages you to learn more about yourself, go into your history, and pinpoint the trauma cycles that were exacerbated by your interactions with the narcissist. It helps you understand your childhood more fully, including any experiences you had of abandonment, neglect, or abuse at the hands of your parents. In the wake of this insight, you are extended a welcome to aid in their healing and step into the role of parent you were never given. As a result of the healing that comes from following one's ideas and moving out into the world, people are less likely to fall into toxic relationships or with immuno-narcissists. If you know what you're worth and whom you need to be with, you can make more conscious choices in your romantic and platonic situations. This brings us to the second. It's a test of your mettle that reveals just how tough you really are. Because accepting that narcissist abuse is not as terrible as you might imagine allows you to learn that you are more resilient than you give yourself credit for. It's like a war on the battlefield, but in your head. So, the bruises and wounds aren't readily apparent on the surface, but they're every bit as serious and agonizing on the inside. It takes strength of character to triumph in such a fight, and the fact that you are still here and able to hear and read what I have to say is proof that you have what it takes to succeed. Before we go any further, I'm interested in learning how your exposure to narcissistic abuse has impacted you for the better. Share your thoughts and stories with us below. In third place, it teaches you to set boundaries and reject nonsense. This is due to the fact that trauma survivors already have developed patterns such as people-pleasing, codependency over giving, compliance, self-sabotage, and so on when they come into contact with the narcissist. Just put, we're fine with it. Since we lack a firm sense of self, we frequently look outside of ourselves for validation, and traumatic experiences can serve as a convenient proxy. Doing so is a definite way to foster attachment problems. Experiencing narcissistic abuse is traumatic, yet it can help you grow as a person. Thus, you will be more inclined to control your behavior in potentially embarrassing social circumstances. Constructing a safe haven out of one's own individuality and sense of self. Because you're human, you know your boundaries, and they know theirs. You have an accurate assessment of your own strengths and weaknesses, what to look for, and what to avoid in a potential companion. As a result, it promotes introspection, allowing you to, in the end, understand your existence's significance. Fourth, you improve your ability to read people and recognize trouble spots before they become major problems. Having experienced abuse at the hands of a narcissist, you get insight into others' minds. You are exposed to the seedier side of human nature. This allows us to classify it as a subset of deep learning. You start to understand people's habits and the ways in which they deviate from the norm. How can a person who has no integrity pretend to have any? And what does dishonesty look like? Given that you have survived all that, your life has shaped you in some manner. It doesn't matter that you haven't completed any official schooling, you still are. Have you become who you are because a narcissist raised you? That's why you've matured into such a perceptive student of humanity. Certainly you are. You begin to value depth above all else. This, in turn, facilitates the detection of potential threats. Learn from the indicators of danger. It is feasible to recognize warning signs early on and with little effort, rather than trying things, testing waters, and finding out after 2 months that, yes, it is indeed the same narcissist, the same person with a different face. Learning more about human nature and making better judgments while assembling a team could save a lot of time and effort in the long run. Fifth, it enhances your capacity for compassion and understanding for narcissistic abuse survivors. It causes excruciating pain that is very uncomfortable to endure. Thus, you have experienced true anguish and pain. You know what it's like to be included, to feel powerless and alone in the face of it. The emotional understanding of individuals comes after one has overcome adversity and begun to recover when one develops an appreciation for humanity as a whole. Having compassion for another person is the definition of empathy. Just what is it? To be in a position where getting assistance appears impossible. You understand what it means to be a supporter because you probably never received it yourself. You have a deep comprehension of what it means to be compassionate. Therefore, you grow as a complete human being. You can now have a more straightforward conversation. All of humanity. Care for one another, as a group and as individuals. Your spirit will soar. As a result, you'll feel better. To those who grasp my meaning, it will serve as a passageway to a higher level of consciousness. Self-awareness is heightened because of this. I hope this video helps you in some significant way. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Enjoy your day.